What is going on, Skull family? I'm Kyle,
And I'm Darin.
and this is the Purple Dopes with Hopes podcast. I don't know why I threw that so excitedly in the beginning there, Darin, but
Schedule's out, man.
schedule's out. We're just excited about that. So, welcome into the Purple Dopes with Hopes podcast. We are so excited that you are tuning in. If you're finding us on YouTube, please make sure to drop a subscribe. I think we're at 270 something now, Darin.
Love
So,
it. All right,
just
we're
continuing.
rising.
Continuing to climb. We're going to push 300. I'm saying before the NFL's before the end of the month. 300 is the goal here. So
Let's go.
And then if you're finding us on any of the podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, please make sure you follow along and then rate and review. We still are sitting at a 5.0, so we will just continue to take those 5.0s as they
Love
come.
it. Absolutely.
And then a reminder, we are part of the Let's Skull network. Let's Skull, great network on YouTube, as well as building a website for some Vikings content creators to join a part of. Please see that information in the description of the YouTube video where you can find Let's Skull on YouTube. And then the website's coming. The website is coming. So catch all the Purple Dubs action on the website as well. So Darin, man, I want to kick things off today. I'm very excited about this. My son is even more excited about this. Adrian Peterson this past week got the news he's going to be inducted into the Ring of Honor for the Minnesota Vikings. How you feeling about that?
It's a formality, right? Like, I mean, future Hall of Famer. Of course, he's going to be in the Ring of Honor. All-time leading rusher for the Vikings. He was the core of our offense for, felt like a decade. I guess it was probably like 7-8 years. But yeah, he's when you think of running backs in the NFL, he's got to be, close to top of mind. And he was a Minnesota Viking for pretty much his whole career. So, yeah, happy to have him in the Ring of Honor. I think it's well deserved. And yeah, but not overly surprising since, he's just an elite player.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was funny watching the video. I think he was moved and excited, but you're like,
absolutely,
dude. Of course, in your mind, you're like, yeah, this is coming. Like,
right?
You're the greatest Minnesota Vikings running back of all time. Where do you rank him all time running backs? Where does he fall for you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when you think back to like before I was born, I'm going to be skewed towards watching the guys I grew up watching. So Walter Payton, obviously I'm going to think he's ahead of Sweetness there, but probably top 5, in terms of just pure running, maybe number 1, but he obviously lacked certain skills that like a modern day running back needs when we're talking catching, blocking, but hand the ball off to him and let him go. Like he's as good as there was, right? Like,
absolutely,
he'd hit a hole or he'd create a hole. But yeah, the guy was a beast, hard to tackle. You had to put 8 in the box to stop him, and even then,
when he put 8 in the box, I mean, think about that year. We made it to the playoffs with Tavares Jackson and maybe even Christian Ponder playing a little quarterback. Literally stacked the box, and the guy still
that was just Ponder,
just Ponder, and they made the playoffs, right?
His MVP season. Yep.
Yeah. Literally 8 in the box, and the guy's running for 150, 200 yards every single game. It was incredible.
Like 8 months removed from a torn ACL.
It's amazing.
Guy is a beast.
So. Absolutely. I'm going to go. I mean, I think I'm going to go. I mean, it's hard, right? Because you think about guys like Jim Brown. Guys are going to argue Jim Brown should be in there, Walter Payton. But, I mean, Barry Sanders, Adrian Peterson. I mean, I'm going to put him in that top 3, top 4 for sure in my mind when it comes to all-time pure running backs in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of modern day runners, like again, like Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah.
Curtis Martin. I mean, there's
shout out Curtis Martin. He doesn't get a lot of love, man.
He does. For the Jets, so it's doesn't get a lot of love there
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he's for sure top 10 guaranteed, probably top 5.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to nod him to top 5 on that one. But
yeah,
of course, I'm a homer, and my son loves Adrian Peterson, so I'm waiting for them to release that game that he's going to get inducted, because it would be fun to be able to get back and see that live and in person. But
we'll see.
Yeah. If not, you'll have to take me some good videos. So
yeah, definitely.
Favorite Adrian Peterson moment for you as a Minnesota Viking?
Oh man, So many. I mean, the obvious one is the 296 game.
That comes to my mind.
Right? Like, that's the obvious one. I think my favorite memory, and I don't know why it just really stands out for me, was his first touchdown, that like little swing pass against the Falcons in his first game.
Exactly what you're talking about.
Where it, like I was obviously on board taking him in that draft, but we had Chester Taylor. You were kind of like, I don't know. And then they throw him that little swing pass, the little bobble. He pulls it in, and it's like
somehow
this
tips it, and he's gone.
Crazy little cut, and he just up the field. They're like, oh my god, this guy is fast.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so I think that was probably one of my favorites, just because it's like you're just like, oh wow, like that's why we took him.
This guy is next level for sure. As a rookie, the 296 game, obviously top of my list. It's got a special memory in my heart because my dad and I drafted my dad persuaded me to draft Adrian Peterson in fantasy football that year. And unbeknownst to me, we were drafting, the greatest rookie Viking of all time. Behind Randy Moss there. But and then that 296 game, the first touchdown to score on that swing pass. But I just think about the power that he ran with.
Yeah.
And things in my mind, like that little over the middle pass he caught, I think against the Steelers.
And I think it was William Gay
truck sticks the guy. That run against the Browns where he gets up the sideline, the dude has got him and he just throws him off him, and then he's down the sidelines for 60 yards. I think that's what I just remember about Adrian Peterson was just the power that he ran with and how hard he was to take down. I mean,
the number of highlights alone are just unbelievable.
And if you look at the highlights from that 2,000-yard season, they are unbelievable. How many big runs he got.
Every game it felt like there's one.
Every game.
Yep. Like I remember watching just like, again, like it was the Rams, like just this weird random game later in the season. You're just like, he's going to break one. And then he just has this, outside run, cuts it back up the middle and just splits the safeties and he's gone. And you're just like, oof. Unreal, man.
It was just so
plus he got the Paul Allen and he's loose from Adrian.
And he's loose. Yes. Love it. Oh, well, shout out to AP, man, AD, whatever you want to call him. Adrian Peterson all day. I don't know what your nickname is for him, but what an honor it was to be a Vikings fan while he was running for us. And, those years where it was just like we didn't have a quarterback. Who cares? Just give it to Adrian Peterson.
Didn't have a receiver.
And the guy literally carried the team, into the playoffs. Just what a fun player to have on your team. And
100%.
Shout out to him and how fun it'll be to see him go into the Ring of Honor and just listen. Absolutely. I listened to his little video he made to fans and just the humility and the excitement from him just made me appreciate him. So
absolutely.
All right. Well, let's get into the nitty gritty, man. NFL schedule dropped this week, which I want to NFL, if you're going to set a time limit, 5 p.m. releasing the schedule, why do I know the schedule already on X at 3 p.m.?
Like they're slowly leaking it out all day long. It makes
no sense to me. Like I am not like, just give it to me. Like, don't do this.
That's just a total NFL move.
Oh
though.
My God.
That's never. Yeah, that's how they're gonna do it. Always.
I was so frustrated. Like, dude.
And every team had their little video.
Yeah. But Will the Thrill crushed.
Killed it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't understand. Chris Jericho. Do you know why he was a part of it? I couldn't figure it out. But he was great. But it was this is random.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's a Vikings fan. I'm pretty sure he's Canadian. So I don't know his connection.
Minnesota's close to Canada.
That's
so
true. Maybe he's
just
a
Canadian fan. Why not?
Who knew Will the Thrill was an award-winning actor as well as an award-winning kicker? And then the Cables and Wires little slight in there. I just loved it.
So, it's so good.
So
good.
Well, hey, man, I want to just kind of break it down for you, get a little feel, man. When you first saw it, kind of what thoughts went through your head as you saw the schedule? The full schedule.
Number one, 9 home games, 9 games at US Bank Stadium. That I would say for a team to get 9 games in their home stadium, I don't call it rare, but like it feels like what they're moving towards those 9th games being international games.
Yeah.
And we have an international game on the schedule. So that to me, I thought because we had an international game, that was going to end up taking away a home game, but it's the Niners and so yeah, I was like, oh wow, we're gonna have 9, and so I'd say that's the first thing that jumps out is like that's a huge advantage. You get 9 home games, not 9 games for the fans to get in there, get loud, get rowdy, give your defense an advantage. So I was pretty thrilled with that. Second, I kind of like starting with 2 NFC North opponents.
I kind of got a little excited at that too.
I can see the argument against it, but no, I'm excited to just get going right away. We're at home against the Packers.
For sure. Love that.
I mean, yeah, like what's not to love, man? Like
and word on the street is Micah Parsons will not be ready for that game either.
Well, so that's again, advantage Vikings right there.
And that's kind of in my brain. I'm thinking, well, hey, we can get this thing running quick, steal a couple NFC North wins to start the season. I mean, that's how we're going to get in the playoffs is by running through the NFC North. So
absolutely.
I wasn't disappointed at that.
No. And, again, being at Chicago week 2, I mean, it certainly beats going to Chicago week 16, right?
Great point.
So,
great point.
Weather's gonna be nice. It might be a little windy, like it always is in the Windy City, but
for sure,
you're gonna have nice weather. And so, yeah, I'd say the way it shapes up those first 2, I was pretty happy that it's Green Bay to Chicago to start.
Yeah,
get a couple of those out of the way right away.
Yeah, I did hear. I heard Thor talking about it. I don't know. I saw the video on X, but. Taking San Francisco away from San Francisco, Minnesota stays in the same central time zone in their game in Mexico.
Yep.
And so now we're talking maybe a little advantage, Vikings when it comes to their international game.
I mean, and again, it gets back to like we didn't sacrifice a home game, and then we get a neutral site for an away game. Sure. I mean, again, like it's things are falling right for them schedule wise, I'd say.
And I've been amazed at the people I've seen popping up on socials. Like Vikings are loved in Mexico. I don't know why, man, but I've seen more Vikings fans pop up that live in Mexico. And I'm like, let's go, man. People love Vikings. Let's do this. So
we'll take the love.
And I think, for some reason, like Vikings do internationally, I think they are kind of one of those sneaky teams that we do get a little bit of home field advantage because for some reason they're loved.
Definitely in London. Yeah, I think we've only played in London, right? I don't think we've played.
Well, didn't we play 2 at international games last year?
I guess last year it was Ireland as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know London, like there's a decent following. But yeah, let's see some purple down in Mexico City. That'd be great.
Let's do it, man. I mean, why not, dude? I think that's one thing, I was a little I won't say disappointed when I heard that they were going to be playing an international game because I'm like, dude, we had back-to-back ones last year, and now we're getting another one. Like, I know there's other teams that haven't done the international thing. So, but to hear it's going to be in Mexico City, same time zone, and take San Francisco out of San Francisco, I was all for that. Yeah.
And again, like travel, like the travel is going to be the same. Like, a flight to Mexico City from Minneapolis is like 4.5 hours maybe. So, like, you're not having that much longer of a plane ride than you would traveling to, San Diego or.
That's a good point. Even San Francisco, right?
Yeah, San Francisco. So it's really not that much further. Sure. Same time zone, like you said. So, I do like how that's shaping up for us. It shouldn't be too much of a lift on the team for that.
Yeah, and then I was kind of after the NFC North games, which I think the NFC North is going to be tough. I think we're going to have a good team all around the NFC North. So NFC North is going to be tough to win.
I think there'll be 2 playoff teams coming out of the NFC North again.
But then we go down to week 3, 4, and 5. We got Tampa Bay at Tampa Bay. We got the Miami Dolphins, and we got the New Orleans Saints. And so in my mind, I'm thinking we steal 2 wins to start the season. We could be 5-0 at the bye. I mean, honestly.
And again, I don't even want to call it stealing, right? Like you just go and
go win games.
I think Green Bay at home, sans Micah Parsons, I think we should win that.
For sure.
At Chicago, I think that'll be a tester, right? But, we went in last year and beat them in Chicago last year. So
yes, we did.
Because we can't this year. And then I agree, like Tampa, are they going to be good this year? I mean, the NFC South is just really bad.
Yeah.
Has been for the last few years. So they might win the division again with Baker Mayfield, but no Mike Evans this year. I know they've lost a few other guys. I just don't think it's the Tampa teams of the last, 3-4 years under Baker Mayfield. I think they regress. And so, I like that game. And then, Miami, they're
Who knows? Who knows what's
rebuilding.
going to happen in Miami?
I don't know. I think they're missing a lot of pieces still in Miami, and then New Orleans again. I think they'll be better, but doesn't scare me right away. So I agree with you. You could be easily 5-0 going into the bye, especially if you get past those first couple of games.
Which I took some shade on Twitter this week when I said, "Am I crazy to think the Vikings could start 5-0?" And man, I had a lot of people that I didn't know follow me come out and be like, "You are crazy. You've lost your mind, dude. What's your problem?" And I'm like, looking at this schedule, I'm like, no. I think legitimately, if the Vikings can start out with a win against Green Bay and then go in and beat Chicago, there's nothing stopping these guys from starting the season 5-0.
Could be 7-0 playing that Monday nighter against Buffalo. And again, I'm just going to point out that they have 4 primetime games this year.
I thought they had 6. I thought I heard 6. Is it 4?
It's 4. Okay. You got, I think it's Sunday night or 2 Sunday nighters, including the San Francisco International.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got a Monday night versus Buffalo and a Thursday night versus New England.
Okay, so what I'm looking at is the amount of games that are at 3:25 kickoff rather than noon kickoff.
Okay, so including those games, I mean, it's quite a bit. Our noon kickoff, I mean, I bet less than half our games are noon kickoffs.
And I'm not a conspiracy theorist for the NFL or anything, but seems like the Vikings are being pushed a little bit this year, which let's go.
I think the NFL knows the Vikings are going to be better than what other people are predicting them to be.
For sure. Absolutely.
And so I think that's why they're trying to pigeon or shoehorn them, whatever, into some of these primetime games, or even you got these flex games with Washington and Chicago here towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
I think the NFL knows that the Vikings are going to be pushing for, the division championship, maybe even a 1 seed. And so I think that's why we ended up with that many primetime games.
Yeah.
And again, I haven't seen the line on what our over under on win total is right now, but
I haven't yet either.
I'd go over without even knowing what it is.
Dude, what are you talking about, dude? We're going 17-0.
17-0. I mean, who's going to beat us?
Here's where it gets tricky after the bye. Here's where I think we might run into a little bit of challenges when we got Indianapolis at home, and then we go Detroit, Buffalo, Green Bay, San Francisco. Obviously, Buffalo, Green Bay, San Francisco all being playoff teams last year, and then Detroit always being tough to play. And I think that's where the stretch comes of, what do we got? What do we got here with these Minnesota Vikings?
Yeah, Detroit is really interesting to me just because of how the games went last year.
Yeah.
They obviously brought in a new offensive coordinator, which they needed to do. But man, did B-Flow just scheme up a couple of gems against Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, he didn't even have 100 yards against us total last year.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to guarantee that as a win, but I think B-Flow understands what they're all about on offense. And so
that's fair.
I think the Lions D is going to have to step up in order for them to win that game against us this year. Because
that's a good point.
I think our offense is going to be dramatically better. And I actually think our defense is going to be better. So I don't want to say I'm looking at Detroit thinking easy win. It's not the Detroit Lions of the 2000s or the 2010s, but
or the 90s
or the 90s or the 80s. Yeah. But
we love it.
I feel that right now sitting here. I'm not going to, I think it really starts to get hairy against Buffalo.
Yeah. Monday nighter too.
Monday nighter, but that's at home, man. Yeah. And that's Monday night. Minneapolis in prime time. That's going to be a tough one for Josh Allen to win.
For sure.
And so, they got a new coach in Buffalo.
Buffalo's in that transition as well because they got a new coach coming in as well. So we don't know if the Buffalo Bills are going to be what they've been the last couple of years. I mean, you would assume, but you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen with that new coach coming in.
100%. And then, I mean, you look at Green Bay and at Green Bay in November, it's not going to be the frigid temperatures yet, but we're probably going to be playing in, 40, 50 degree weather. And
when did they play Green Bay last year at Green Bay? It was after the bye. JJ was back. So I think we were like week 8, 9, or 10 or something like that. So
didn't play overly well. Again, it just JJ.
No, he played terrible that game. I mean, we didn't score a point in the whole second half.
Yep. So
that was our streak of like 0 touchdowns in like 2.5 games or something.
For sure. Yeah, and JJ, that was hard, right? Was it like lost by, but that was like that stretch too. Because I think we went to Seattle the game after that, right?
We did.
Where just like,
it was just
so JJ, he must have gotten hurt that game, right? Because then we had Brosmer starting in Seattle.
He did, because remember it popped up after the game.
That's right.
Yeah, that was a rough stretch for the Vikings last season.
But even like in that game, like it's not like Green Bay scored 40. Like
no, we were in that game.
They scored like 20 points. They scored like 20 points.
They had 20 points, and one of those was a pick 6 or a fumble recovery on JJ. So
yeah. So again, I mean, it's like we've been talking about all offseason. Like offensively, I don't think it can get worse.
Yeah.
And if it's even like remotely better, we're a playoff team. And if it gets back to like the Sam Darnold led team level that we were at 2 years ago, I mean, look out. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Because even that Sam Darnold team, like our D was good, but I think we have far more talent at this point on our defense than we did on that team.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Totally agree.
Again, I don't know. Green Bay, like I'm never going to be like, oh yeah, at Green Bay is going to be an easy game, but I think that it's very winnable. So
yeah. And then that next stretch we go, AFC South here, we got Falcons, Panthers, Patriots in that stretch. And the last 2 years, Panthers are coming around. Obviously they almost stole a playoff. Well, I shouldn't say stole because they were the home team, but they almost got a playoff win last year.
Should they have been the home team, right?
Yeah, exactly. But they almost got it. They almost, stuck one out there and got a playoff win there
against the Rams.
Bryce Young coming around.
Yeah.
So I don't look past the Falcons and the Panthers, but they're both they're so young that it's hard
I don't
to know
think either team will be as good as the Vikings next year.
Yeah.
So again, like I think we should definitely beat the Falcons. I think the Falcons are going to regress. Again, quarterback wise, is it going to be Tua? Is it going to be Penix?
Yeah, we don't know yet.
Who knows? So I'm not overly worried about the Falcons. Panthers, playoff team.
They're just young.
They just won a bad division though. So it's kind of like, I don't know, how much do I trust that?
For sure.
And again, just to go back though to the Niner game.
Oh yeah. Circle back.
We kind of just skipped over that, but like the Niners are obviously going to be tough. They always are with Kyle Shanahan as their coach. But again, we're getting them on a neutral site. Primetime game. I don't know. I think it could go either way. Like again, their D's tough, but all of them are coming off injuries. They're all getting older. Not to say the Vikings don't have age issues on our roster too, but I think it'll be an interesting game mid-season just to kind of see how we stack up against, a perennial contender in the NFC.
I just look at like the Niners though, over the last couple of years, like they've continued to lose big playmakers. They lost Debo. Ayuk, I don't know what his situation is. Juwan Jennings is now
Jennings revenge game, right?
He's now a Minnesota Viking. They got CMC who can do a lot, but I don't know that they've filled a lot of the holes that those guys left. And, to think about like Flores' defense, he knows how to stop shifty running backs like Jahmyr Gibbs. He can dial up something for CMC as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
man. I'm trying to think who is their top receiver?
Is it Purcell or Perrell, whatever his name is?
Ricky Purcell.
That's all that I know on my list right now.
Hang on. That can't be right. Mike Evans. Okay, they got Mike Evans. I forgot about that. Okay.
Mike Evans. Shout out to Mike Evans. The guy deserves so much more love and respect for
future Hall of Famer, of course. But it's not like it's Mike Evans of 8 years ago either.
That's a 2014 rookie. We're talking 12 years on those legs. So good sign for them. But I just think that's like bringing Randy Moss in as a Tennessee. It's just not going to be the glory days.
I'd take Randy Moss right now. I bet he could still run like a 4 or 5.
Oh, he could. He could still get up and get you touchdowns on the goal line.
100%.
Well, then we go to that primetime game, which is kind of fun, against the Patriots on December 10th at New England, going to New England in December. But that'll be a great primetime game there. on a Thursday night football.
That'll be fun. Yeah, it feels like we haven't played the Patriots in a long time. I mean, I don't know if the last time was that Thanksgiving game, also a Thursday night game.
That's the last one that I remember, where Justin Jefferson was just
super fun one. He went off.
Justin Jefferson. Oh my gosh, dude! Watching him that game was like that. That's the guy right there. I mean, he could not miss the catches he was making. Of course, the balls that were being thrown were a lot better than the balls being thrown last year. But, dude, those catches were unreal. I mean, the one he made between two Patriots guys who literally were tackling him, somehow he sneaks that ball in. I mean, that was a fun game to watch. And that was the year where literally we had to just score. We had to just score because our defense
a ton of points and hang on or come back.
Come back. Yeah. I think that was another comeback game. I think they had to win.
Yeah, they were winning there's someone, I think Jason Harmon had it on his Twitter account. Like I was watching it earlier this week, like just a bunch of the highlights. It was a pretty good one.
Yeah, that was a fun. And then what's his name? We got a kickoff return that game.
Wangwu.
Yeah, took one to the house. Yeah, that was fun year.
It was an exciting play, but you watch it back, like there's like 8 holding calls that they missed on that play.
Of course.
We'll take it.
Of course. Well, then let's walk through the last 4 games here. We got Detroit at home on a Sunday night. We go back-to-back primetime games, which, I mean, bring it on. I want to see the Vikings on primetime. And, and then we got the Commanders. That'll be a flex game. The Jets, and then the Bears to finish out the year. How do you feel about the closing of the season for the Vikings?
Yeah, the Commander flex game could be interesting. Again, with the Commanders, you just don't really know what they're going to be. Like, they could be elite.
Yeah, I mean,
they were a year removed from being in the NFC title game, and then they just dealt with the injuries, with Jaden and a bunch of their players. So they get a healthy Jaden at quarterback, and then, I don't know. I mean, I think they're going to be good.
Yeah,
I feel like the NFC East, it's always kind of hard to know who's going to be good. I think right at this point, you still assume the Giants are going to be bad, but now they got John Harbaugh, so who knows?
That young team there. I mean, they could surprise some people this year. It seems like those young, hungry guys get a new coach in there. They tend to surprise some people. So
for sure. The thing that makes me a little worried with the Washington game being a flex game right now is, do they flex it to like Christmas? Like, I don't think that's like anything they can do, or flex to like
interesting.
Because you're going from a Sunday night, and then does it get flexed into like a Friday, or like where it's all of a sudden a short week? Like, that would be my only concern. But if like they just put it at like a late start on a Sunday, or heck, even a noon game on a Sunday, great. Like,
for sure,
it's a home game. Again, playing at home against the Commanders, I think we should win. At least at this point in time, it feels like we should win that game. But if they do something funky with the schedule, that's the only thing in my mind that might make me feel more uneasy about it.
Yeah.
And then the Jets, I mean, the Jets are the Jets. Like,
I mean, they got Geno Smith at quarterback.
You can't beat the Jets. You don't deserve to be in the playoffs.
Yeah. So. I mean, January 3rd in New York, could be a factor there. But to me, it's like the Jets aren't there yet. And I think to finish the year, beating the Jets, and then hopefully, obviously finishing the year against Chicago, reigning NFC North, champions. It's like, I don't know. Something tells me that game could be a factor of something. And being at home, that's let's go. I mean,
and that's for, again, like we said, I think the NFC North across the board is going to be good. But the fact that like we're playing Chicago the last game, like. I think they know like that's the most likely one to be for the NFC North title. Again, Packers and Lions fans will probably argue that their game is going to be the one for the title.
That's fair. They don't listen to the Purple Dubs anyway.
I'm sure they don't. But not yet anyway. I mean, I'm excited for that. Hopefully the game is meaningless and we've already wrapped up the number 1 seed, but also at the same time, I guess it would be fun if, we're hosting a Sunday nighter at the end of the year, kind of like it was a few years ago. We're the number 1 seed. I mean, that would be great.
Sure. So, no, overall, I'm very happy. I feel really good about where they fall, and makes my heart rest a little easy that we won those last 5 games of the year, and everyone was like, well, you lost your weakest schedule. I think we have a really good chance of being 12, 13, 14 undefeated team. I really do think we can pull off a great year with this schedule and hopefully land that number 1 seed.
I mean, I'm seeing maybe 4 losses right now.
Yeah, what we know, right? What we know based on where we're at, barring any major injuries or anything like that. I could see that being another 4-loss season.
But man, I'm telling you, like, this is so fun right now. Like, I couldn't be more excited. Like, seeing the schedule, planning out the games I'm gonna go to.
Yeah.
And then just thinking about the team, the spots that we drafted, the free agents we got.
Oh man.
It'll be so fun getting the team out there, for mini camps. And then, I mean, heck, it's going to be, the end of the month here and it's going to be summer and we're, basically we're like 2 months away from training camp right now, which is,
I mean, this is
weird to think about.
This is the sweet spot for being a Minnesota Vikings podcast content creators, because literally, I mean, all our hopes are extremely high. It's hard to look at anything that's happened thus far and be like, oh, it's going to be another one of those years. It's like, no, actually, this could be a great year, if not the best year ever for Minnesota Vikings fans. So keep following along, Purple Dubs fans. Like, it's coming.
And really, just for Minnesota sports fans, I mean, we just had the Timberwolves lose, the Wild lose. The Twins are pretty much out of it at this point already. So we're like,
out of it in May. Let's go.
When do the Vikings start?
Exactly. I think that's where we're all at. And I think that's where all Vikings fans, content creators, personalities, like, we're just ready for the Vikings to bring it on. So let's hit them with some Purple Dub hopes here, Darin, as we bring in the Purple Dub hope segment, brought to you by 612Tees, great Minnesota-based apparel company. Purple Dubs 25, get 25% off your first order. And right now, I mean, shoot, you might be able to get more than that, because I'm sure they're trying to clear out this year's inventory for next year's. So what do you got when it comes to your hopes? Schedule getting released, things going on. Where you at, Darin?
Dude, I am so excited for the quarterbacks. I am so excited because I feel like I'm seeing new videos every day.
Yep.
Kyler Murray's in the gym, he's in there late, he's in there early. He's hardest he's ever worked. McCarthy's, going at it hard. Like, and again, we've touched on the competition. Is it a true competition? Maybe. I don't really know. I don't really want to speculate on how much of a true competition, but you got both QBs in there just putting the time in. Sure. I can't wait. I just think that's the position obviously last year that hurt us the most. And man, if we get someone not even stable, but who's going to electrify that position,
let's go.
Look out. So I couldn't be more excited about the QBs right now.
Yeah. I mean, as far as my Purple Dub hope, I've already expressed it. Like, we are in the sweet spot of Minnesota Vikings fandom right now. Like, there's nothing we cannot do but get our hopes up as far as what's coming this year based on what's been released already. I mean, Will the Thrill leading our schedule release video. I mean, that tells me, like, Minnesota Vikings get it. Like, put this guy at the forefront.
Yeah.
You need to see his face. And then, like you said, the quarterback's situation. Like, I see Jets, doing interviews, just hyping up how excited he is about this year.
Absolutely.
I just think we are so in the sweet spot of fandom. Like, if you're a Minnesota Vikings fan and you're bitter, upset right now, what are you doing? Stop listening, watching whatever Vikings information you are, and come listen to the Purple Dubs.
Embrace the national hate.
No one
believes in us.
We get it, man. And like, I'm just looking at it right now at this schedule release, and my thoughts were, there's nothing to say this team can't start out 5-0, if not get to 7-1 by week 9. And then we're talking number 1 seed when it comes to the playoffs. Like,
maybe all of a sudden we're 12-0, and then we're
there right now.
We're hitting the waves thinking, is this going to be an undefeated season? Like,
I am drinking. I am fully on the purple Kool-Aid right now. That Will the Thrill was drinking in that release video, because I am like so hyped and excited about these Minnesota Vikings. So, well, hey, let's finish out looking at that week 1. We kind of talked about it. The Vikings against the Packers on opening weekend are currently 3-5. Overall, but the last 4 games here, I just want to hear what you remember from these last 4 ones, and we're going to date back all the way to 2003, but we'll start at the beginning. In 2022, the Vikings got a dub 23-7. Do you remember anything from that game?
All JJ, man.
Oh yes, baby.
It was like 180 yards, like 10 catches, 2 tutties.
Dude,
I remember. I think it was his second touchdown. He caught it. and just looked around like there's nobody around me. And then he just, up the sideline and made that diving move at the pylon there. And KOC's first game. Like
exactly. That's what I remember from it. It was KOC's opening game and just the excitement that it brought, beating the Packers, spanking the Packers.
There's one other highlight though. It was Christian Watson's first game. Aaron Rodgers' first pass just drops a dime right in. The Vikings drive down, score. The stadium couldn't be louder. Drops back, throws a pass. We're all like, "Oh no!" And it just drops. It was like
right in his hands. I remember that right in his hands.
Couldn't have been better.
At that point, I think Rodgers realized, this is going to be the type of year we're going to have here. So then we go back to 2020. Rodgers kind of got his game on here.
Rodgers outdueled us that game. That was like I don't remember
34.
I was gonna say I don't remember the score, but that was a shootout.
And the Vikings were up, and Rodgers brought him back.
That was weird. It was the COVID year, if I remember right. 2020. So the COVID years, there's no fans, and then giving up 40 points on opening weekend was Zimmer as the coach. He's a defensive coach. It just felt foreboding for the rest of the year. Kind of like, really? Like, I don't know. Like, how is this year really going to go?
Yeah. And that year as a whole was like super strange. I mean, with the no fans in the stands and, what's really a home field advantage anymore because you don't have it. And
100%.
All right. Then we're dating back to 2008 where the Vikings go to Lambeau. And they take
Aaron Rodgers' first start is the one that gets me on that one. I remember we lost again. I'm not going to remember the score on that one, but Aaron Rodgers' first start,
24-19.
We were in the game the whole time. I remember. I think Aaron Rodgers made a play like a touchdown, like towards the end of the game, and just kind of felt like, gosh, we let that one get away. Like we were the better team and we let it get away and then beat them later in the season. Adrian had a big game but just remember Aaron Rodgers' first game, as a starter.
Always stings a little bit when it's, so
a little bit.
And then we go back. I mean, you're going to have to help me out on this one. 2003, the Vikings get a win 30-25 at Lambeau, but I don't got any recollection of this one.
I'm trying to think 03. If I'm remembering right, didn't we start out? That was the year we started out like 8-0, maybe 5-0. I forget.
Really? Okay.
It's at least 5 wins. Maybe it wasn't 8. I think again, it's more. I remember the 03 season more than just that game. A couple of things. One of them was the Randy Moss behind his head flipped him over. That was not the Packer game.
No, it wasn't. Oh, I remember that. I actually just saw that. They just randomly that was on I don't know. Yeah. I love that. Yeah.
And then I believe, it would have been the Cardinals knocking us out of the playoff game in the last game of the year.
There we go.
Yeah. So I would say the Packer game that year we won.
Yeah, we did.
Nothing stands out to me about that game. My guess is Moss had 100 yards. Culpepper probably threw for 250.
Yeah.
Again, just speculating. But it's more the 03 highlights to me are the Moss flip over his shoulder to Williams, and then the Paul Allen recording or the Paul Allen Cardinals knock us out of the playoffs. No.
Oh my gosh.
So that's what stands out there for me. But
we know that there's been other games there, 4 other ones that the Vikings have opened against the Packers. So if you go before 2003 and you remember something, please drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear what you remember about the Vikings matching up against the Packers. For some reason in my brain, I thought the game that we came back where Cousins threw that dime pass to Thielen. For some reason, I thought that was opening weekend, but it was not. I had to look.
That was week 2. That was because we beat the Niners. That was 2018. So we beat the Niners, I think, week 1.
Yeah. So some reason
Thielen had that one. Diggs had a super long touchdown pass, and then it was Daniel Carlson missing field goals and extra points that cost us the game and him his job. And then he's been an elite kicker for the Raiders ever since.
Yeah. I mean, great leg, just wasn't the Minnesota Vikings guys.
But if we still had Carlson, we wouldn't have Will the Thrill. So
exactly.
happy where we ended up.
We were okay. We were okay. Let him walk. So, well, thanks so much for continuing to tune in with the Purple Dubs with us. We're going to continue to bring you Vikings content all off season. Going to continue to bring in different Vikings content creators and personalities. So if that's you and you're finding the Purple Dopes, drop it in the comments. We'd love to get in touch with you to bring you on and talk some Vikings fandom. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get us to 300 by the end of the month, and then of course follow along on any of the podcast platforms. Darin, we're the highest of highs right now. So this is where we're
baby.
Yeah.
Hey, highest of highs, and we're still going up.
Still climbing with the Purple Dopes with hopes. We can't be without hopes right now.
Always with hopes.
All right, Minnesota Vikings fans, always remember, we skull, you skull, we all skull together. See you guys next week.
Skull.